Picture this, we were both off camera, Phaedra feeding me, gossiping more. Told me Candy was going to rug me and take me to the dungeon floor. Then we get to the reunion and you sitting on the couch chilling. When confronted with the truth, you say, now I'm the doggone villain. It wasn't me. Y'all, Phaedra said she was framed. Was it like Shaggy? Was Shaggy just saying it wasn't him? Or was he framed? Either way, y'all, Miss Phaedra Parks, the Southern Belle, has said when it comes to what happened on the season finale of this series, the season finale of the last episode of the season for The Real Housewives of Atlanta, she said she was framed. But before we get into that, thank y'all so much for coming and watching this What Else Is Going On, aka We Go Podcast YouTube video. I'm your girl, your host, Taria. I was just being a little silly because Phaedra said, it wasn't me. She was framed. Phaedra was on The View. She popped by for a visit and she let them know that she was framed. Let's go on and get into the things. Hold on, let's watch it together, okay? This is by courtesy of the Bravo Shade Room. Before we get started, let me go ahead and say this is under the Fair Use Act for the copyright disclaimer. Y'all, I have saved it. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. So what are we doing? We are commenting, maybe criticizing a little bit, doing some news reporting. I'm teaching a little, and I'm hoping for a scholarship. All right, y'all, let's get into what Miss Phaedra had to
It's going to be drama, crying.
Look at you.
Y'all, that keeps happening. Hold on, y'all. Okay, hold on. Let's go back to IG. I don't know why that keeps happening. Hold on. Hey, Donnie. That's my boo, Donnie. He's going to be like, well, how am I in it? All right, let's get into it. I want to get into the second one first.
Accused of orchestrating a scheme to spread a rumor that Angela's husband Charles had cheated on her. But we've gotten a little more information since then, and there's some speculation that you were essentially framed. So what is the truth here?
I was definitely framed. But
By one of the housewives?
Yes. But it comes out all on Twitter, it's everywhere. But the thing about this platform is huge. And you can use it for good or bad. And I've had wonderful times, and not everyone is booked and busy as I am. So, I've got lots of jobs. So I'm working, and I'm usually trying to be pretty productive. But, the people who need more attention definitely bring the antics.
Oh, I love that shade. I love it. Now, part one of the reunion airs this Sunday. What can we expect?
Well, with any housewives, it's going to be drama, crying, laughing. But it's must-see TV, but at the same time, it's definitely hard to sit on that couch.
Yeah.
The couch is hot.
You were essentially accused of orchestrating a scheme to spread a rumor.
What's interesting said, she is booked and busy. She had enough time to find out that Angela was in foreclosure. But that doesn't mean anything because, again, the girls have all said they do their research and have something in their back pocket. But it seems like Dr. Heavenly isn't the only one in Atlanta with political aspirations, possibly. Let's get into the other clip.
Is there a career you haven't tried?
You know what? My favorite thing is politics.
Oh.
And when I went to law school, I always thought I was going to be the insurance commissioner because Geico put me through undergrad and law school. So I just knew, I was like, I'm going to be the insurance commissioner. But obviously that didn't happen. But I love politics. That's why I love this show. And when you see stuff like the Big Beautiful Bill and Medicaid and all these things that affect the most vulnerable in our society being passed, I feel like I almost have a duty at some point to, seek office.
You're going to run.
Yeah. Good.
I think you'd be successful.
Yeah.
I can see it now.
Yeah. If she can do what she did on Traders, you're going to be phenomenal.
What's next? Is there?
Do y'all hear that thunder? It is thunder. If y'all can hear it, child, it is thundering where I am. How's the weather where y'all are? But y'all, so Phaedra said she was framed about with the Angela of it all. we've heard so many different things. We all sat here together with our popcorn and watched one of the players in it, named Alex, say that Phaedra was framed. But then we've also heard Angela say that was a lie. So we don't know, right? But she did say she was framed. We talked about it and said, well, we could see it, but also we could see she was framed. Portia said Angela did it to herself. Y'all, I still laugh at that when I think about that. I thought that was so funny when Portia turned around and said Angela did this to herself. Who said that? But Phaedra said she was framed. As far as her political run, Phaedra is actually someone that I could see running. She has the polished way about her that a politician has. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily a good thing, if you know what I mean. She knows how to dance around questions, how to deflect a little bit. But I could see her in some type of political office. Now, that was new information. I didn't know that Geico put her through undergrad and law school, and she thought she was going to be, did she say the insurance commissioner or something like that? So that's an interesting piece. Sometimes different things about Phaedra pop out, and it's like, oh, I wouldn't have thought that, because she's never gotten really that deep with us. The most emotional we've seen her is over her sons, Dylan and Aiden. But we've never really, I don't remember us ever really seeing her get emotional. The closest I feel like got to it was when her and Candy fell out and her and Candy met up for lunch. I thought that was going to go somewhere, but other than that, and we didn't even really see emotion with the Apollo thing. Like, we knew she was going through it, right? But she didn't really let us in on that vulnerable side. So, but I could definitely see Phaedra in the political sphere. What about y'all? Y'all, she was framed. She was set up. Speaking of Atlanta, while we're here, can we jump over to Charles Oakley? Now, we've all had our thoughts about Charles. And, people have said, oh, Charles is just like that old black man that loves his wife but just don't express it. And that's the way their relationship is. And that's just how they communicate with each other, right? We've all heard it. However, I stopped thinking that about the maybe second or third episode, and it was kind of like, if that is the case, at the end of the day, if you love your spouse and they're on TV and they're like asking you, please, you don't always got to joke on me when we're on TV. If they're asking you if you love me, can you just say yes, right? Charles sat down with someone, I didn't get the name, this is courtesy of the Bravo Shade Room as well, and talked about being married. We're going to watch it together. This really annoys me, this little piece that sits here, because then I got to, okay, here we go.
I don't know. I told somebody,
They asked him why he got married. We'll play the beginning again.
I might put something in my drink that night, but I don't know. We went to the mall the next day, got a ring. I got to get a jacket. Just went to the service, got married.
What were your reasons behind getting married?
That's going to be the billion-dollar question, because
So the gentleman asked him, what were your reasons for getting married? It's via Relationship Live. What were your reasons for getting married? And Charles says, that's the $1 million question.
it wasn't even planned. We was in Vegas. We just did it.
Wow.
I just, I don't know. I told somebody, I think somebody might put something in my drink that night, but I don't know. We went to the mall the next day, got a ring. I got to get a jacket. Just went to the service, got married.
Let's go to Relationships Matter and see. I would like to see the full clip. Oh, maybe that's not on here, because I wanted to see why it's not on here. I thought it might be on here so we could see the full clip, because I wanted to see the other gentleman's. Is that Jock? Maybe not. I wanted to see the other one. Let's go here and see. We're not going to. Hold on a second. Let me see. What y'all think? Charles said, now, could he be joking? Absolutely. I just feel like, at what point, though, is it like, Oops. Like at some point, isn't it like, okay, I'm not gonna joke. Like I'm not gonna joke on her anymore. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like it for him to say that, it's just kind of like, man, come on, Charles. You know people are gonna take this and run with it. Or is that what you were thinking was gonna happen? I'm trying to pull it up on my phone because I wanted to read y'all some of the comments. And for some reason on my computer, it's not acting right. Hold on. Somebody said there hasn't been a husband like Greg Leake since his passing. All the husbands are embarrassing. Somebody else said dry humor or not, he needs to stop playing her and their union in public and on public platforms. That's how I feel. People can call it dry humor, say it's funny. I don't think that's funny, joking on your spouse like that all the time. I just am making them look crazy. Now, maybe that's how he really feels. Somebody said, y'all keep talking about humor. That man ain't cracked a smile. I don't like how he disrespects her like this. Even kidding, it's not cute. Somebody else says she needs to really consider spending time alone because this is probably the most questionable marriage I've ever seen. I don't know why she's still with him. He clearly doesn't want to be married. Somebody else said he stay embarrassing her for no reason at all. Somebody else said he means what he says. He didn't even say, like, I mean, say all of that and then be like, and obviously, duh, because I loved her or I wouldn't have got the ring and went and got married in the first place. Like, it's just embarrassing. It's like cringy, you know? I don't know. Do y'all think this is just Charles being a crotchety old man or Charles being a crotchety black man that doesn't display his feelings and handles everything with humor? Or do you think it's like, sir, tighten up? Let me know what y'all think about Phaedra. Phaedra says she wasn't framed and she may run for political office one day. Again, I can see her in political office. Can y'all see Phaedra holding a political office? Can you imagine her running against, even though that's probably not going to happen, but I don't even know if they live in the same district or whatever, but can you imagine her and Dr. Heavenly running against each other? Or her and Dr. Heavenly both in office in different districts in Georgia. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I love y'all. If it's raining where y'all are, stay dry, y'all. Every time it thunders, it dawns on me like, girl, you got candles in this house, and not just the ones that smell good, but do you have actual candles? Because it's been thundering a lot lately, and I think because of the storms, the big storm that I can't think of the name of the storm, but I know they said Maryland was going to experience some of the fallout. Y'all, I'm looking at my weather app. Now, it rained yesterday, right? It's supposed to rain every day from yesterday on to next Friday, off and on. Every day. And we're only showing up till next Friday. Like, we just got patio furniture around or deck furniture on Father's Day. Can we sit out there for like a week straight without it either being 1,000 degrees or rain? Like, that's annoying. But anyway, y'all stay safe, stay dry, make sure you're eating, make sure you're fueling your body. Some of us can be on calorie deficits or, trying to make sure we either get our snatch back or keep our snatch back or improve it. Make sure you're eating enough to fuel your bodies. I've noticed lately that sometimes I'm tired. And when I eat something, I feel better. And it's like, Taria, you didn't eat as much as you should have for your body, or any protein. Make sure you're getting your protein in. And this is, of course, if you don't have any allergies to proteins, or because some people do. But y'all, I love going to Five Guys and get me a little hamburger with ketchup, barbecue sauce, a little bit of steak sauce, and every once in a while some lettuce. I tears it up. I know some people don't eat meat, some people can't. For me, if I don't eat meat, I don't feel good. So we hear all these different things. Don't eat meat, do eat meat. Don't drink milk, do drink milk. Don't do this, do that. Test it all out on your body and see what works for you and go by that. There's no one size fits all. If we were all the same, we all wouldn't have different fingerprints. All right, y'all. I love y'all so much. Y'all didn't get a podcast episode yesterday because Atlanta wasn't out on Sunday, but I'm going to figure out, maybe I'll just do a YouTube video on what else is going on, because I just don't talk about reality TV over here, even though it's reality TV heavy. So maybe I'll just do a pop culture episode on Tuesdays. I do think, is OC on tonight? OC comes back tonight, and we have Miami. So be expecting reviews on those two this week. One on Friday for sure. And maybe I'll push, since Atlanta's off, and we'll have the OC. Maybe I'll push podcast episodes from Tuesday nights, so maybe you'll get one Friday and one Saturday, so we can cover Miami and OC. But anyway, those are just housekeeping things. Love y'all so much again. Make sure y'all take care of yourselves and each other. I'll talk to you. I don't even know where that just popped out, y'all. All right, y'all. Talk to you later. See ya.